Hello, Giants fans, and welcome to the Valentine's Views podcast here on Big Blue View Radio, part of your SB Nation family of podcasts. I recorded a show for Monday morning, which dealt in part with the Saquon Barkley contract situation. Recorded that show over the weekend. And if you've been following the Giants news, you know that that the situation changed just a little bit with Barkley speaking to media Sunday night after hosting a youth football camp in New Jersey. Wanted to just very, very quickly hit a couple of points regarding things that Barkley said. First and foremost, Barkley did leave open the possibility of sitting out the 2023 season if he does not get a contract, if he doesn't sign, by July 17. Obviously, he would have to play on the franchise tag. Said he's not obviously not happy about having been tagged. Left open that possibility. As I wrote Monday morning at Big Blue View, I see that as a hollow threat. I see that as the only card that Barkley has to play at this point, really as something that he has to say. I simply don't see Saquon Barkley sitting out the 2023 season, turning down, walking away from $10.1 million, even if he'd like more, even if he'd like a long-term deal. I don't think he's walking away from a little bit more than $10 million. I think that the lesson of LeVeon Bell, who sat out the 2018 season, is very, very instructive here. Bell basically blew up his career by sitting out that season. He killed his earning power. He walked away from a lot of money. He was never the same player after coming back. And I think that Barkley is not going to do that. If Barkley's ever going to get the long-term deal that he seeks, he's going to have to be on the field to get it. Walking away and sitting out a season is not going to increase his earning power. It's not going to make the Giants want to pay him more money. It's not going to make other teams want to step out and give him a long-term deal for a lot of money, especially in this running back market. So I think that Barkley knows that if push comes to shove and a deal doesn't get done, that really he's going to have to sign the tag at some point and play. Let's hope that it doesn't come to that. Let's hope that the Giants and Saquon are able to come to a long-term deal and get this done, without any hard feelings, without a holdout in training camp, without Barkley missing regular season games. That's not good for anybody. So let's hope that this gets done. But just simply in terms of Barkley's threat to sit out the season, or to him saying that he wouldn't at this point take that off the table, I see that as just words. I don't think that. I honestly don't think that's a realistic possibility. All right, the other thing that I wanted to talk about today is really, how do I think this ends? Where's the sweet spot? Yeah, I had earlier in the offseason, I had tossed out the idea of a 3-year, $30 million contract for Barkley, which is lower than some of the reported numbers that Barkley has apparently turned down in previous offers from the Giants. Spoke with Joel Corey, former sports agent, CBS Sports salary cap analyst, here on this show a few weeks ago. And Corey said, flat out, 3-30 with something like $20 million guaranteed is a non-starter. It's not happening from the Barkley perspective. And his point was, if Barkley were to play on the franchise tag for 2 years, he gets a little bit more than $22 million in guaranteed money. So any contract offer, any discussion of a long-term deal has to start with more guaranteed money than that $22 million. And I've come around to thinking this. I think that what's fair really and what could be the end game here and where this could end up is something like a 3-year $39 million contract for Barkley, with the first 2 seasons fully guaranteed. That would be a $26 million guarantee. That's a nice bump from the 22 million. That's really nice money considering where this running back market is at this point, with Tony Pollard and Josh Jacobs both being on the franchise tag, with Miles Sanders having signed for a little bit more than $6 million a year. To me, that's a $13 million, you know, average annual value, which would put Saquon slightly above Derrick Henry and some other running backs who signed a couple of years ago, and could reflect, at least in some way, the fact that the salary cap continues to go up. But I think that might be the end game. As far as when this gets done, I think this comes right down to the July 17 deadline. I think that as Barkley said, there's no rush right now, although every day brings that deadline closer. I think that the deadline, as it did with Daniel Jones, the deadline will spur action. Both sides know where they are. They know what they're willing to bend on, and we'll see if it gets done. Let's hope it gets done, but I don't expect it to get done until right at or very near that July 17 deadline. All right, Giants fans, just wanted to update the Barkley story, wanted to get those couple of points out there. So that'll be it for today on a really quick show. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts if you're hearing the show across the Big Blue View Radio Network. All right, thank you very, very much for listening. Please stay safe out there, take care of each other, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.